Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to another mission for Call to Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront. Well, it's December, it's almost Christmas, and speaking of which, the Christmas of 1944, Allied and Axis troops, or really the Americans and the Germans, fought on the Western Front during the Battle of the Bulge. Well, there was the Ardennes Offensive and the assault on Foy and the Siege of Bastogne, three major ones that come to mind when it comes to Americans defending and the Germans assaulting in a major offensive for the Battle of the Bulge that was supposed to push them back into the Atlantic. Luckily, that didn't happen, and American troops are basically in a defensive line along this tree line where the Germans are now pummeling it with artillery. You can hear it, you can see it, you can feel it, and the German treads are also going to be making the ground shake too as they approach from the opposite side. Whoa, damn that amount of artillery. That is clearly much more than just mortars and medium artillery. That's some heavy stuff firing off too. American paratroopers in the tree line here with bazookas and machine guns and rifles, and of course a little bit of, well, an advantage, the element of surprise. Looks like a German half-track is now approaching, loaded up with troops, and also it looks like a column of troops are also pushing across the fields here. Bad news for the Germans, not a lot of cover for them, but also good news for them, not a lot of anti-tank for us, aside from bazookas and maybe perhaps some anti-tank grenades as well. All right, looks like two half-tracks are coming up the road, as well as two columns of troops, another one on the column that's going up as well. Infantry supporting the column that's pushing. Wow, and a tree, or rather a fence, exploding. Looks like a lot of wood there flying up. Yeah, almost looks like trees with all those branches, huh? Germans now seeking cover. The American troops firing back. Got ourselves BARs, bazookas, and it sounds like Brownings firing off as well. Here we go. Browning MG. Go ahead and take command of that and see if we can mow down some Germans as they push across the field. Certainly reminds me of one of the Call of Duty missions for United Offensive, defending as the Americans during the Battle of the Bulge. Good stuff. Looks like we got Germans fleeing from the half-tracks there. And moving from right to left. And probably behind all these hay bales, too. All right, they're going to attack with much more than just the half-tracks at the start. Let's see what else they've got. Looks like both half-tracks have been dealt with for the most part. One of them must be disabled. The other one in the front knocked out completely. And German troops are everywhere, decimated by that American automatic fire. Ah, here we go. Our first look at a German tank in the area. A Panzer IV Off J pushing down the road as well. Nice to see the winter camo. And look at those animations. That is smooth. Smooth, baby, smooth. All right, well, we're certainly not going to go out and attack the Germans. We're going to wait for them to come to us. Obviously, we really don't have much of a chance out in an open field either. But this road must be blocked for the Germans and kept open for any reinforcements that come along, including that iconic tank that says "First to Bastogne." I believe it was a jumbo Sherman that had that written on the side. Oh, looks like the enemy might be getting hit by mortars. We might have those on our side too. Honestly, we have so many troops in the woods and so much cover from these trees, it's hard to tell exactly what we've got. There's our mortar right there, an American 81 millimeter M1 firing off with plenty of ammo remaining. Wow, this acid almost looks like it's out of Company of Heroes, like the square mortar position like that for the British, although that's probably from another pack. Now, this is a mission mod for from Sturmfuhrer PK4, the Ardennes Offensive, which also includes a German assault mission where you can attack with, well, Tiger 2s. Lots of Panzers can assault. And then this, the defense of Bastogne, and also the American assault on Foy. So you can go ahead and do two American missions and a German mission as well. I don't know where that tank thinks it's going. Looks like it's leaving the battlefield, going to some other mission. Obviously, once that's destroyed, the Germans are likely to send another one, because that's just how they do. And indeed they are. No, it's even worse. We have ourselves an M1 Abrams tank from Canada. Wow. Canadian. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously a Panther, and that's going to be bad news for... Oh, was it carrying troops? Oh, that was weird. One guy hopped off. That was weird. Usually you see a full column of troops. That looks like just one guy had hopped off the back. All right, the Panzer IV is firing from a distance. Not good for us. And the Panther seemingly also doing the same. I'm not sure why exactly they're going up that direction. We've taken some losses here. But our troops are relatively in good fighting positions. And the Germans are going to have to do a lot of work to identify where we are exactly. I'd love to get an infantryman up there with a bazooka now. That might be the only thing we will push out there. Let's go ahead and try to get this guy with an M6A1 bazooka to fire a rocket into the side of, hopefully, the Panzer IV. Possibly the Panther. We got to get real close, though. We got to go really close. This thing's got maybe... in terms of the game's mechanics, about 100 meters or so. Gotta get very close. Luckily, there's no real infantry out here for us. Wow, he fired back. He is not happy about that. Both tanks firing. Wow, that looked like a direct hit on that tank twice. No visible damage. But it doesn't look like it hit the ground either. It could have been a deflection. But it was a good shot. German infantry out in the field. And by the road. We still outnumber them greatly. We could try to advance again with a bazooka. Let's go ahead and stay where we are. I hate that the Germans are chipping away at us, but there's not much we can do infantry-wise against a Panther. Or Panzer IV. Mortars are still firing off on the road just behind this destroyed house. Looks like the Germans are taking cover by their half-tracks and the destroyed house here, trying to push forward. No real attempt to try to push, though. At least pushing up to cover. These rocks over here on this side will suffice. And these hay bales are not great either. I assume with our Browning, if we go ahead and fire into those hay bales, we should be able to kill some of those Germans there. I think it'll pass right through. But in this, it actually might block. There we go. Oh, another vehicle. Now dealing with the Tiger. Tiger H pushing up now the front line. On the main road. Enemy half-track bursting into flames now. That secondary half-track that was still operational has tried to drive to the left side behind the Panther and caught fire. Possibly taking a hit from a bazooka. Or maybe a mortar round. But the entire thing is aflame. Half-track abandoned. Tank trying to do its worst from a distance too, but unfortunately for the Germans, it's going to be very hard to hit those dug-in positions. They will definitely have some successful hits on our troops, but there won't be much that they can do unless they get a lot closer, and that would be bad news for them. Another vehicle approaching, another half-track. More German troops. Goal now is just to hold, and so every time that the Germans attack, we should try to make them pay for it. Looks like they destroyed one of our machine guns there.
I'm empty, reloading.
So that seems to be about 87 meters away. Let's just go ahead and call that meters. So the bazooka I don't think can fire much more than maybe 75 then. Mistaken when I said 100, but the range is just too far. Yeah, too far for a successful hit. Germans are breaking off around that road. Multiple vehicles coming in now. Another half-track. And another one that's going to burst into flame here shortly from our mortar teams. Looks like we have two mortar teams. Pretty well dug in. The team here with the 81mm should be able to hit that other half-track and disable it. Or possibly destroy it on the first hit. long as it's a direct one. This vehicle can also be tracked, of course, by the mortar, and it is a half-track, so it's possible that it could be damaged very easily. Although it's got some pretty good frontal armor, it's not something you want to engage from the front with infantry, and has now been decrewed. The driver, gunner, and crew members or personnel that were being transported have all been killed or bailed out. The Germans now creep ever closer behind that Tiger. Let's see. Panther tank here still functioning. Panzer IV wiped out? I'm thinking the Panzer IV cheated and went over here somewhere. I can't necessarily see where it went to, but it certainly drove over this direction and then tried to leave the map. American forces around the main road are starting to get a little thin. German forces are going to continue their push. BAR is firing off now that those Brownings have been liquidated by the Tiger. Those positions have been wiped out. About to say, and I hate to say it in order to jinx myself, yeah, I was going to say the Tiger hasn't fired in a while, and there it went. I was hoping that it would only fire its secondary machine gun. Be good news for us. Wow, did the mortar crew get wiped out? That's unfortunate.
Any orders, sir?
Go ahead and get somebody on that mortar there. This soldier seems to have a rifle grenade. Looked like just a moment ago he had a rifle capable of firing off a grenade. I'm not sure. Another Tiger? Yes, another Tiger's arriving. The enemy now has 2 Tigers. Panther. The only thing I need now is a bear. Oh my. Now we've got 2 mortars firing off again. And the only real threat here is the vehicles. If we happen to get some sort of a, I don't know, artillery strike, or if the weather clears and we were able to get Air Force, of course, is a reason why the Germans were so successful in still their failed attempt, was all of the weather that made it next to impossible to scout, let alone impossible to really accurately bomb or do any sort of airstrike or real troop movements on some of these positions as well, without ground forces in place. 2 Tigers now trying to hit that main line. Luckily, the Germans haven't brought up any mortars or artillery. That looks weird. The red silhouette looking like blood. Weird all over the turret. Ooh, mortar's doing a good job of hitting these tanks, though. It could possibly kill troops around them. Yeah, you can see metal parts from the Tiger flying off. Shielding for the hull of the turret, or the hull of the treads, and possibly stuff from the turret flying off, it looked like. Thought the hatch blew off, but looks like they're still open. I would not be surprised if the detailing of this game allowed for even more details on some things to fly off. Some tanks actually have jerry cans on them, and can have a variety of different ammo boxes attached to them to give them some sort of variety, including the number on the turrets. This is the 102, and this is the 155. So each time that the game spawns a new unit, you could change the number on the tank, and so there gives a lot more for it to destroy. Wow, look at that. Even the tracks here. Shaping to flex for the freighter there. Pretty impressive. Well, there's not much we can do about those 3 tanks. We're just trying to wait it out. Germans have received a lot of troops here. Pretty much out of range. We're going to have to hope for the Panzer IV. Looks like we've reached the edge of the map here. Going to have to hope the Panzer IV is gone. If it's off the map, it'll make it impossible for us to kill. And pretty difficult to move in this forest without being seen now. Well, German infantry pretty much wiped out here. Okay, I see bazookas. And hear them. Nice. All right. Look at that off in the distance. I thought it was over, boys. Oh, wow. Now we've got some tanks arriving, American Shermans in the background. That's what I'm talking about.
I need a medic.
Let those tanks arrive. That'll be a welcome distraction for our infantry that could possibly light these tanks on fire. More American tank reinforcements arriving. Well, luckily the Panther was killed. Guy here still has some bazooka rounds. Go ahead and have him heal up. Gonna be our only hope. Alright, looks like American tanks are arriving in force. Nice. Alright. Beautiful. Let's finish off these forces. Reinforcements have arrived. Really, this battle was won, I suppose, by the time that the Americans finished their defenses, because that's really what won this battle, all the ability to last in the fight before the reinforcements arrived, while the entrenching. No way we're going to be able to hit that. That we can, even though it's given us a red indicator, hit something on this tank. Pretty damn good armor. That pretty much does it for the German infantry. Still alive. Wow, I can't believe it. No pen. That guy deserves a damn medal. He's still alive. At this point, we're going to have to do something crazy like get a... Yeah, don't... okay. Wow. Guy's a freaking hero. We're going to have to do something crazy like rush up there with a satchel charge. If our tanks even have it. I don't even see the iconic first... Oh, man. We should have got that damn jumbo. Oh, he is still alive and kicking. I can't believe it. He is still doing... Bro. Alright, that's it. We've won. At this point, the Germans are in full retreat, seeing that we have a Terminator on our side. Damn. Let's check another mission. And now time for a little bit of the Germans. We'll have ourselves some Tiger 2s arrive shortly down the road. There they go. You can see them. And we'll be able to take over American positions between us and the river, which we'll have to capture some of those bridges out there. Don't be shy now. Come on out. Let's start the war. Well, it's already going on, but let's start the battle. For some reason, the AI is trying to drive off the road and go up into the trees and or down into the rocks. I'm not sure why it's trying to force itself into the ditch, but that's not a good idea for any of the tanks we're about to receive. So go ahead and hit the ditch and go up to those rocks there and start scouting out, which seems to be enemy artillery. Yep, you can already hear it. Mortars is what I mean. Let's go ahead and get those troops up to the position by the rocks. And you can see the American defensive lines here. We're going to have to hit those as we push towards the river up ahead. All the way there. We're supposed to capture that bridge and possibly destroy any sort of important equipment on the way. Go ahead and get those troops off. Alright, they're refusing. Again. There we are. Tank's more level now. Unfortunately, those mortars are quite accurate. But we're in a pretty damn good position to see over the entire, well, I guess the valley down to the river. Half track here, full of infantry. Can't get them out either. Tiger 2 on the left looks like its track has been destroyed. But it is not. Do we have a medic among us? That's pretty sus. Okay. Go ahead and get everybody up into the forest. Oh, we have a mortar team here. Fantastic. And they, yeah, awesome. Alright, what a great mission. What the hell? Alright, so the AI wanting to drive vehicles into the ditch, as I mentioned, plowing right into a mortar, which would have been useful, but at least we have our Tiger 2s, huh? Infantry's under pretty hardcore mortar attack. Sending up the tanks a little bit will be a better call. Get this half track back on the road and get the troops out. There we go. All right, boy. What a day. Hey, look at that. The Americans have their uniforms, too, for the winter. Looking real nice. The American Army versus the paratroopers that we saw earlier. I don't see a medic in our setup here, so I guess it's every man for himself when it comes to trying to heal. Let's go ahead and push forward with the Tigers. It's going to be the only way to get to those mortars. The way to die. Or he's just looking at the clouds. Alright, where's that damn mortar team? Go ahead and push a little closer. I'm going to try to bring up those half tracks too. One of them here is damaged. Alright, let's bring up the infantry. Even though there's mortars, I'm going to try to see if we can rush them quickly. It looks like the enemy's got MG positions on the other side of this ridge. Half track will be helpful here. Wow, the whole left side destroyed. Excellent work by the Tiger 2. Oh, I think we got something special here. Let's see if we can collapse the roof of this on top of them. No, but the blast wave did kill them. Bazooka there. Definitely want that bazooka dead. Alright, so far so good. Well, aside from the mortar, but I had already called out the road mess. Ah, there's those mortars, okay. I looked at those previously and didn't actually see anything there. Just looked like a hole in the ground, so good, well, looked like mud, not a hole in the ground. I would have found that suspicious. So good on the Americans for camouflaging by digging a pit. Alright, now we don't have to worry about mortars. That's 90% of the battle. And American tanks are clustered and rusted. I think they're attempting to try to get across the bridge, but looks like the pathing here is not, at either end is somewhat botched. Well, there's the enemy tanks there. Let's go ahead and load AP rounds. Bring up the other tank. Get the other half-tracks repaired. This one here. And see if we can cut through that barbed wire. Yep. AI's pathing tried to go around it, but it's obvious that we should be able to drive over wood, no problem. Awesome. Tiger 2 trying to turn its rear end to the enemy. Awesome. Ah, there we go. Wait, we got tanks trying to cross the river side now. Well, this will be nice. Ah, these regular Shermans really don't stand a chance. Hot knife through butter. Looks like there's still an enemy defensive position here near this small barn. And it looks like a telecommunications area. This probably was once held by the Germans and is now a radio station, a command bunker for the local area. Alright, repairs are happening on those half-tracks. That's good. Lovely to see those Tiger 2s. Looks like they can't drive over the tents either. Solid object. One more Sherman to destroy. That'd be it right here. Somehow didn't kill the crew or do anything. Go ahead and bring up those half-tracks now. Interesting, there must have been still infantry inside the tank and the Germans went to clear it. Maybe threw a grenade in or something. That'd be a cool thing to see. Still infantry on the road. Nobody inside the bunker, it seems. Oh. There we go, a little bit of movement on that side. Alright, enemy tanks destroyed on the other side of the river. And we still need to clear the bunker. And this small trench. Oh, did we get anything else? Oh, looks like we got a third Tiger 2 and another half-track that have both chosen to go right into the ditch. Well, honestly, by the time we set up that mortar, it probably wouldn't have been as effective because we're rolling pretty quick here. Oh, there we go. We're flushing them out of the bunker complex now. Now that they saw this trench get wiped, they're fleeing. And the Tiger II there.
Brust an Brust, Messer in der Hand. Das nenne ich einen Kampf.
There we go.
In Bewegung, Sir.
Need a fresh clip.
Weiter so, Jungs.
That's it. Well, that should be everything. Well, there's a few drivers up here, so let's go ahead and just get to the bridge. That's it for enemy major pockets of resistance. Unless somehow there's some sort of counterattack, I think we're good here.
Hat jemand meinen Hut gesehen?
Bewegung.
Jawohl.
There we go. Still one guy over there.
Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst.
We're able to cross the bridge. Got to be a guy in the bunker. That's it. All right, let's get to Washington, boys. Another victory. All right, let's see the Battle of Foy. All right, the final mission for today. The city of Foy. No American troops coming from the northern side to push south into the city. They have to cross those, yeah, just as you did in Call of Duty and possibly other Men of War assault squads / call to arms missions, cross those open fields. And you may have seen that too in Band of Brothers. Another good one to go back and watch, as well as the Pacific. Those have been out, man. I can't believe it's almost been like, what, almost 20 years for the Band of Brothers series? Insane. Not sure if we're going to get reinforcements here. The Germans do have mortars, which is going to really suck for us. We need to get out of this field then, but they also have window position, so we need to... The only thing we do is just run and just lob grenades. Go for the mortars ASAP. Beautiful. Oh, looks like we got a tank. And the enemy has a Stug 3. Uh-oh. Hold up, Chief.
That's it. Keep firing.
Stay with me.
Damn, I want to cave that roof in on him. We're getting more reinforcements.
Taking up position.
Several vehicles over here, actually. I see what looks to be a heavy vehicle on the minimap. Guy there with a Panzerschreck refusing to fire it. And instead trying to use his handgun, if you saw that. He might be out of ammunition. Sometimes in these games they'll simulate that. Where enemy forces may be undersupplied but still given the weapon but no ammo. Oh, we flanked around a Tiger. Oh boy. Check the tank here. We got nothing in terms of demo charge. Hull destroyed on that tank. All right, the enemy's got a Tiger and a Stug 3. I see Black 88 on the road as well, and a mortar. That's a hell of a lot of stuff to destroy with no medics and no resupply and no additional support. Those 3 tanks kind of come rushing into the battle as well. So what we're probably going to want to do there is get lucky and try to snipe the 88 ASAP, and flank far left to destroy the mortar, and then try to somehow fire on the Panzer, the Stug 3, and then the Tiger's just going to have to be taken out by infantry with maybe AT grenades or something like that. All right, let's try that one again. That's rough. All right, let's try that again then. We're going to have our troops hold at the tree line if we can. If they're in mortar range, that's going to suck. But we're going to try to move towards the eastern side, if that's the case, and then try to flank the town from the east, avoiding the open fields completely. Let's get everybody back. Some of those are AI troops pushing out. Looks like we've been given like a squad and a half, maybe? Probably 2 full squads here. They just come out at random. It would be nice in this mission to get a little bit more room, perhaps in the woods, to plan out our attack. And give us options, too. We could do it historically, or we could mix it up and attack from different directions. Although I'm not even sure if vehicles were involved. At least from the Americans. There comes those tanks now. Let's immediately stop that. Trying to load AP rounds. Not bad. It could destroy that Flak 88, which I think it did. Oh, they're actually abandoning the gun. All right. Armor piercing penetrated the defenses there. Hell yeah. I will let the AI infantry advance. The mortars have got to go first. Then we can push in. It looks like there's 2 mortar positions. I see one here and one here. Third tank has arrived. Nope, that's just the second. Third tank must be arriving now. There we go. Alright, so yeah, this side is actually relatively lightly defended. All right. Well, now we're attacking from the eastern side as planned. So those 2 Shermans will pummel the Germans on the northern side of the city and hopefully hit those trenches. We're going to take this small tank over on a flanking maneuver deep. Try to see if we can hit that mortar. Alright, let's load AP now. We see the side of that Stug. Trying to load armor piercing. Nice hit on the side armor. Gives them time to respond, but they're not going to turn. They're destined to guard that road. And or out of fuel and disabled somehow. Well, they're certainly disabled now. Take a look at that barrel. And they're bailing out. Fantastic. All right, Flak 88 down. 1 mortar down. And a Stuke 3 down. It's good news. Go ahead and get the rest of these troops on this side. All right, there's another mortar on the right side of the church. Damn, this makes me want to watch Fury again. All right. We'll leave a tank here. Okay. Armor giving us a nice foothold into the city. Backside is relatively secure. For our infantry to move up into the trench. And there's still a mortar, though. Yep. Still the mortar. Could be right here. Alright, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We do have a medic with us. Alright, that guy will be healed up. Critically wounded, but we'll be able to take care of him. Alright, time to do the AP rounds on the Tiger. Oh boy.
Ready, sir.
That's embarrassing. Alright, new plan.
That's it. Let's move out. Tactical columns, gentlemen.
Throw that grenade there.
Yes, sir.
Let's get some heavy fire on them.
See if we can sneak up and throw down a satchel charge. Oh, the enemy also has Panzerschrecks and Panzerfausts. And instruct our guy to jump over the fence. Okay. We'll try this 3 kg explosive. Oh, we also have satchel charges ourselves, so we can try a few different methods. If that doesn't work, we'll try our backup. Oh, hell yeah.
Orders.
Alright, friendly tank was wiped out, but the crew's alive. Oh, wait, no. It is alive. Just hop it out there to maybe have a cigarette break. Alright, well, the infantry not even really needed. Tactics here are what won this battle. Let's go ahead and clean out the houses then. And the war will be over by Christmas. I wanted to say thank you to everybody for an amazing year of support for these real-time strategy games, too. I think going into 2023, we're going to have an amazing year of new, hopefully new DLCs and mods for Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, and for, of course, hopefully Broken Arrow coming out, Company Heroes 3. Hopefully it's great. All I can do is hope, and hope that all these games are going to be real bangers. RTS games are kind of far and in between and when we get really good ones, but when we do... they're really, really good with mod support and whatnot. A lot of the great ones out there like Crossfire Legion and a few that are kind of like reminiscent of the old base building realm. But my hope is that we see more and more of these awesome base building games and or tactical games, including tactical strategy. Another notable one coming soon is Headquarters World War II, and that's from Slytherin, the same people who are publishing the Broken Arrow game, as well as the new Terminator game, too. There's even a Terminator strategy game coming out soon, too. We've seen a little bit of it, but due to Small PP Man doing what he has done with his little army there, we're going to have to switch teams and see development come to Poland. There we go. So thanks again for all your support. Looks like the town is secure, and there we go. The war is won. Thank you again for all the support. Thank you for leaving a like on this video. It truly supports the channel, and thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you all had a wonderful day or afternoon or evening, or a wonderful Christmas or New Year's, or whenever you're watching this, or Thanksgiving 2023. Who knows? So, I don't know. Let me know what day you're watching. If it's sometime crazy in the future, I'd love to see. Jot it down if it's something notable. Birthday, wedding, or just graduation day, or just a wonderful day in June. Let me know. All right, thanks again for watching. I'll see you all next time for more Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Ostfront.